Liam, a few signings to talk about then after deadline day. Let's run through them. Let's start with Andy Rinomhota. What can you tell us about him and what he's going to add to the squad?
I'll probably repeat myself with a lot of these questions with all three signings. Firstly, a very good person, very, very good professional, brings obviously a lot of experience, very dynamic midfielder, and it gives us, again, depth within the squad and a really good person to add to the changing rooms.
Femi Seriki's come in on loan from Sheffield United. He signed a long-term deal here. He's going to come to get some football with yourselves. What is he going to offer?
Yeah, exactly. Again, exactly the same. Spoke to Chris, Mitch, and Paul regarding, Femi comes with really, really good credentials. Again, firstly as a person, which is huge to me, and then obviously with the balance of that right side and the energetic, athleticism. That he brings as well. Fingers crossed he can have a really good experience. Geography is really good for him. The club's really good for him, and the group will be good. So it'd be a really good, healthy challenge for him.
And Charlie Wyke's obviously a player that you know very well. How good to have him here, and what can you tell us a bit about him? Because he's a player that a lot of people are very aware of because of some of the challenges that he's faced and the way that he's come through them.
Yeah, I think first and foremost people are aware of how good a player he is. He's a striker who scored goals for many seasons. I know what he's like as a person, so I know exactly what I'm putting in the dressing room. And he'll be a real good help for the young lads, for the senior lads. He'll slot in, well, he already has done within 5 minutes because of the character that he is. And he'll be a good addition, like you say, to the team and the squad.
How good is it to have a player who knows how you operate as a manager? Sort of, and maybe you could even use him as well as a bit of an ally sometimes, sort of get a feel for the dressing room. Is that always a positive to have people like that?
Of course it is. I mean, you can never have enough allies, can you? But I know what kind of person he is. I know certainly what player he is. I know how he'll adapt to the group. And again, it's always good that he's not starting off page one. I've worked with Charlie for a number of years, know him both personally and professionally. So it's really good to have him on board, and like you say, it'll be a really positive, really plus to have to the group.
What was deadline day like? Was there a lot going on besides the deals that you managed to complete?
It always is. Everybody says every year, they want to do it a little bit differently, do it a little bit more thoughtful and calculated, and then you end up being here at at midnight and having different conversations with the lead up to it. But listen, I'm still a number of weeks into the club. And within departments that we'll add process, we'll have profiles, and we'll get used to how each other works, and the club will benefit from that.
Is it? It's the same with every football club. When you get to sort of January, the fans' expectations suddenly raise. They want to see teams signing numerous players very quickly in January. It often goes down to the final day. It did with a lot of teams this year.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to get deals done, especially when you are in a situation where you are fighting to stay up rather than maybe being a team that's fighting to go up instead?
Yeah, it's all relevant, isn't it? Every window's different. I think, with football management, it's tough anyway. And if you can have a certain number of transfer windows and mould your football club with on the pitch as a team, and then the culture around the place, you'll have a lot more chance to be successful. And this was one of them. Obviously, it was obviously a lot more difficult because I've only been here a number of weeks. So you're working with different people and seeing processes, etc. But every football club's different, and every football club wants to come out of each window in a stronger place, whether that's ins and outs and how you're going to look towards the future. And we'll start now from the 2nd of February. We'll start now planning, for the summer, however that looks.
Do you feel that you are stronger enough that you can put yourselves in a position to try and claw back the gap to the teams outside of the bottom three than you were, say, on January the 1st?
Well, yeah, because we had too many injuries. With returning, obviously with pluses, with the experience that we've had. So the squad's grown regardless, with internally and obviously externally, it's grown as well from when I've been in the building. So, again, we're looking forward. We're never really looking backwards. And we've got 13 weeks, so to speak, 18 games, 18 really healthy challenges that we've got to meet. and give a real good account of ourselves, and we'll try and do that starting tomorrow.
In terms of a player moving on, Georgie Kelly has gone to Carlisle on a permanent basis. Can you tell us about the decision to let him move on to Carlisle?
Yeah, it was always mutual. I think it's always important, within football, that there's many conversations from owners, from managers to agents and different things, and they have conversations and sometimes forget the most important person, which is the player. And, I'm very conscious of people and their profession, and with Georgie, he's probably been here now a number of years where he possibly hasn't played nowhere near as much as he'd like to, and at some point he's got to really go and start having the career that he wants to have. And very mutual respect for George, absolutely outstanding guy, outstanding professional, and we wish him well.
There was a bit of talk that Wrexham were interested in Jamie Lindsay. Did you get any offers? Was the sort of other team sort of sniffing around there?
No.
And was that the case for any other players, or was it mainly a focus on Inns, or were you having to sort of fend off any interest from other teams in your players?
No, I think
especially because there's one most notable player who's obviously been speculated that might.
I think you look at our squad. You look at our squad. We can't really afford to have any outs. We need to evolve. We've come from a place of getting promoted to the Championship, to staying in the Championship, and now we're in a position, like I say, when I came in the building weeks ago, that we have to try and maintain the status and build as a football club moving forward. So that's our main focus.
With the window shut now, can you start to look at the players you've got and maybe even talk new contracts with players that you view as being pieces that you want to keep for the longer term?
Yeah, I think that's always the aim, isn't it? You're always looking to evolve, consolidate, and like you say, maintain what's good about your organisation and how you can make it better. How you can sustain, being competitive, whether that's obviously to grow in the Championship or make sure you stay in there and kind of grow, the training ground, the squad, the staff, etc. And like you say, that's my job into Rob Scott's and the chairman's.
Are there any active talks going on at the minute on contracts with your players?
There's talks all the time. There's talks all the time with agents, with players, with managers, with owners. That's a forever moving sands with different things. So you get used to it. Like you say, you can never stop football clubs coming in and bidding for your players, as you can't, stop looking for other players to evolve and make your squad better as well.
And Southampton, how do you get an angle on them, because they have been in formidable form for some time now, clearly a very talented squad for this division. How do you go about trying to beat them?
I was going to ask you the same question. Yeah, you've just hit the nail on the head, haven't you? I think the club speaks for itself. The squad of players speak for themselves. In my opinion, they're probably one of, or if not the best team in the league. The way they function, the way they press. Without the ball, the way that they rotate. They've got excellent players and international footballers all around the starting 11 and the squad and the players who miss out. And obviously then, coaching wise through Russell and Gilly, they've been coached very well, for a number of months, etc., since they've been in the building. So you'll expect a really good challenge, but it's one we're looking forward to.
I suppose if you were able to get the result, nothing could do more for confidence, could it, than being able to beat a team like Southampton?
No, and like you say, since I've been in, the building, for the 7 games, our main focus is on trying to raise them performance levels and try and give a really strong performance with what we have in the building and get the best out of the individual, get the best out of the collective group, and that's through the week, and it's certainly on a Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, whenever that may be.
And finally, is patience important in a game like this? You've got to expect that Southampton are probably going to have a lot of the ball, aren't they? But does everybody have to be patient, players, fans, as you try and go about taking them on?
I think you've got to be aware of what's in front of you and challenge it, with the best application that you can, and like you say, be prepared with a job spec that's at hand. That's everybody starts on the pitch, and it's for the subs who are coming on. It's important that they know the job, because it'd be a really good game for us, as it will be for Southampton. And you could be in line to make your debut for Rotherham United in just a couple of days. It seems like hours now, and
a home game against Southampton is as good a game as any to do it in, potentially.
Yeah, exactly. You always want to be playing against the best teams, and they are one of the best teams in the division, so it might be a tough game to go into depending on how much involved I am, but looking forward to it. And any team in this division is winnable. Anyone in the champ can beat anyone on the day, so no reason we can't get a result there.
And of course, development's the main reason you've come to play your football here at ASL New York Stadium. But have you set yourself any personal goals for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, spoken to my family, my agent, got some goals in place for myself in order to develop and obviously make a career.
And this is one that a few players have found quite hard to answer, but for the fans who aren't aware of your style, give us a rundown of the type of player you are and how you like to play.
Fast, direct, like to put crosses in the box, like to attack, like to defend. Just know I'll be up and down, really.
If everything goes through in time and you are registered, it's no tougher challenge for your first game than Southampton at home, but a game that obviously you might be relishing.
Yeah, these are great games to play in. Obviously, every fixture in the Championship's a tough game, but there's some really good teams like Southampton's and Leicester's, and yeah, it's just every game's going to be challenging. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it now.